So you're telling me Biden is not a peanut farmer? When Daley looks more and more like Jimmy Carter. So what's next with the Ayatollahs? Anyway, enough of that, right? I'm about burnt out on all of this news stuff with all of this because we don't know the truth. So anyway, today got a few things handled. Hot tub got fixed, so heating element went out. Wasn't connected tightly or something like this, so it was given the wrong readings, and so it just changed out the whole system today. So we also had to drain and refill it, so it's the first refill of fresh water. So yeah, now I'm back to square one with all the chemicals, right? Took the water, got all tested, everything's running, doing good. Got the lift installed for the cover. So now it's like a one finger lift where you can just lift it and fold it right on over. So kind of cool. Got the wall finished. Final sand ready for primer and paint. Got the door frame. Like 2 days ago I had tacked it together with some liquid nails because I had to take the entire door frame out, take the part of the wall out, so all the way down to the concrete slab, and then rebuild it all. So a bit going on inside. So yeah, I got the door framing all installed. I found the door. How do you lose a door, right? So because I've got closet doors from next door that were replaced and whatnot, and I just used them on top of sawhorses as work tables. Well, here I was going around with a flashlight, every room of the house, everywhere. It's like, how do you lose a door? I mean, yeah, I know I'm blind, but come on. How do you lose a door? So yeah, it was on top of some, not jack stands, but sawhorses as a painting station. So to paint the cabinet doors and all for the kitchen. That's what I used it for, and then it turned into storage. just set things on. So yeah, I found the door. Found the hinges. Hadn't found the screws yet. So I'm getting close though. So not too much longer. But anyway, I spoke to a friend a few days ago, and he's an over-the-road truck driver, and he wanted me to speak with his son and about crypto because his son is all gung-ho, which is great. But there are a few things to be aware of. And look, I'm willing to make a bet right here, right now. I bet you, let's see, I will bet you 1,000 digibyte that the first words out of his mouth as far as asking me about crypto is going to be Doge and Shiba. Just throwing that out there. I can already tell. It's, and I already laid down a few ground rules to him earlier today over lunch. I didn't meet in person, just over phone call. Dude's a couple states away. So, seemed alright, but, needs a little bit of talking to before just jumping right into all of this. And as far as, excuse me. So, usually that happens in twos. That's odd. But anyway. So, I spoke to him briefly. Guy was at work, so, he called me this evening. So, that's cool. He has a lot of questions, a lot of concerns. I tried to prep him in that, I told him that, you'll hear different people say different things like, play with money you can afford to lose. And I explained to him I don't like saying it that way. It sounds like you're setting me up for a fall. So I like to say, play with money you don't need even for next year. Because sometimes there's a crypto winner. And that I got into a dollar cost average over time did well for me. And many others. So by jumping in and trading, and then they're going to automatically offer you leverage and all this stuff, I've seen good people get destroyed with that. And put down in the comments what coins you want me to discuss with him. So, other than Doge and Shiba, so, it comes down to fundamentals first. So, what is decentralization? Most people today don't even know what that is. When back in the day, decentralization was a big thing. It really was. Everyone was just basically fighting with one another over who was more decentralized. So, and back in the day, it was, back in the day, I know for myself that, when I first got into crypto, I was thinking of it as out of the system, where it was not trackable, not traceable, kind of like gold and silver, right? So, and now things have evolved so much to where there are different agencies, even, where I believe that the alphabet soup will go to in order to find out who holds what addresses to the best that they can, as far as who's paying their fair share of taxes. So, because everything on a blockchain can be researched and can go back further and further and further. Every transaction you made over the last however long, it's on a blockchain. You can then find it and find out what was transferred and where that went to. Now, many different things can happen, sink the boat out in the middle of the lake. A lot of things can happen. And now with this executive order coming about where I'm hearing you're going to have to provide your address and all this other kind of stuff, they've been doing that. They've been trying to do that with, some of y'all will remember Coinbase back in the day. Went to bat up against the IRS, for all their customers. No longer. That's done. Now you just get a tax form in the mail, right? So, and hello, with Coinbase, I have not been using Coinbase lately. I keep getting things to renew my KYC, all of this kind of stuff. Might not be a bad idea, but I don't know. It's like now I just got an email for the Gemini card, credit card, and I'm leery to just click on anything in an email, So even though I can determine the path and all that, and it doesn't go directly to Gemini, it goes to some credit card service. So I didn't click on it. I just hovered over it, looked at it just for a minute, and thought about it. To pre-qualify for a credit card through Gemini might not be a bad idea, but at the same time, I don't leave my funds on an exchange. I always withdraw them. So if to use that card, and then I have to load it. Some people, that I know use crypto.com. I've never used it. I remember early on, I signed up for it, but I didn't do anything with it. I got like $50 worth of Crow or something like this, CRO coin. I never used it. I never deposited to it. I never did anything with that. Which, I'm certain I still know how to get into the wallet and all, but I just don't use that. I use more cold storage. I'm not day trading. I might swing trade a little, and that I'll leave on an exchange just for till it hits, like with KuCoin and Hello, and with Gemini, active trader, But I don't know. There are many coins that I can't get on Gemini that Coinbase does offer. And someone was telling me something about Cash App, where I can go get a Cash App card, like a gift certificate or something at a store. I went looking at Dollar General and I didn't see the Cash App card. They have all kinds of other gift cards. I even asked, for assistance, all of that. They didn't have it. Because I was told that you could make the purchase of that onto your Cash App and and then immediately withdraw it. So that I think would be cool again, because this waiting 6, 7, 8 days for Gemini and Coinbase is, that was why I was so in favor of Abra, the Abra app. It's because usually in the same day, my funds were available to take another coin for a deposit and make a purchase, and then withdraw from the exchange. So I used the heck out of Abra back in the day. Now they hold your funds for 60 days. So, I just take issue with a third party of anything. A lot of people, they invested a lot of their funds onto these other places and turned into a lot of money. Like Celsius, different things like that. And then, you were paid I guess a dividend or, something like that. Like you could stake on there, but your funds were held up there. Look, I'm sure they're great people, but that wasn't why I got involved in crypto. I wanted to be my own bank. I didn't want to have to ask permission to do anything. And I remember back in the day, different financial institutions would shut down your checking account. Whether you use a debit card, which I don't. I don't use a debit or a credit card to purchase crypto. I just don't. The fees are outrageous. And so these other financial institutions would shut down your checking account because they were an investment bank. Many different ones did that. So they would, say that, we thought it was too risky for you to do that. But yet, I could take that same debit or credit card, go down to the strip club, and get hookers and blow on that credit card, and you're fine with that. But I can't buy crypto. Why is that? Is that because y'all got involved in crypto around 2016? Yeah. Yeah. When, they come out and say that they'll fire anyone that works for them and that they find out holds crypto while their sister company across the globe is purchasing more. Why is that? They come out, they badmouth it to cause the price to go down. Purposely. There are laws against that. Why were they not charged for that? Now all of these different bankers and the rest of the world is finally catching up to what most of us have known for years. It's a whole new asset class. They laughed at us. Now what? Who's laughing? I am. So, that's another thing, like with FUD. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. When these puppets come out against crypto, and they badmouth it purposely, what are they doing? What's the other hand doing? What do you think it's doing? They're bad-mouthing it, causing the price to go down, so all their buddies can get involved, right? Before this mass adoption, before cryptos does take off and just go flipping nuts, before the mad dash arrives, because we have so many new on and off ramps into crypto, even though many of them are just derivatives, where you go to make a purchase and you purchase that crypto, but you only hold the dollar value of that crypto. There were many who have come and gone, who offered that, many who still exist, and I just don't use them anymore. So, where they even promise that, that's in development for you to be able to withdraw your crypto. Like HODL it. Remember them? So I used them for quite a while. Was a great platform, great app. But comes down to, is this just used for trading? Why can't I take my assets off? Because, I was promised that I would be able to. And after how many years now? 3? Yeah, 3 years. Because that was 2019. So yeah, a little over 2 years. Let's just say 2 years. So that's one I no longer use. They claim it's on a blockchain, but I have no way to verify it. So, and a lot of these different platforms, when crypto goes nuts, then what? Are they going to pull another, Robin Hood and all of this other kind of stuff where you can buy but you can't sell? Or are they going to be down for maintenance? Whereas if I have my crypto on a cold wallet, whether it's a BitFi or a Ledger Nano, I hold everything in my own possession. So I can then move those funds to a DEX. I can move those funds to use at a swap exchange, like, what was their name? No, not that one. It'll come to me shortly. I haven't used them in quite a while, so forgive me. But there are many different swap exchanges out there that you can use. And you can even use a swap exchange to even get the crypto that's not available in the United States right now. It's there. It's able to get. So, or some other exchanges, they have like sister exchanges, like Binance. If you're in the US, you have to use Binance US, but it's way too much information that they ask for. So I refuse. And not only that, Binance US does not list the coins that I want. So in that instance, you can use like Mandela. You can use the Mandela Exchange, which is a sister company of, and you can use them in the United States. It's a sister company of Binance. So they same trading books. So you can place a trade on Mandela. It might take a while, but here again, which ones don't now? Look at KuCoin. That's another one I use. And it seems almost every time I have to create a support ticket. Didn't used to be like this. And I think that this is more, I think that this is more than the general population, more than the average investor. I think that this is them holding your money and holding their money in case of a few different reasons. But here again, I'm just a coincidence theorist. So, and right after a support ticket is created, seems everything's all cleared up. Why want to do that on its own? Just saying. So, there are many things that a new person needs to know with crypto as far as where to go, what different tools there are to use, and, when to flip out, what not to do, because I've done that too. I go to this YouTuber, that YouTuber, this YouTuber, sounds lovely and great, listen to them, and then it doesn't turn out right. Suddenly you lose what you had. Put 1,000 in and then it's worth $100. Put $1,000 in, that Like overnight, it turns into 100. And then these different coin of the days, pump and dumps is what we call them. So, and then these others that promise all kinds of crazy returns that are just not possible at all. Thankfully, I did not invest in BitConnect back in the day. Now, I had set everything up, and then it was like, at the time, it was like 0.1 Bitcoin. Or maybe that was the, that was like the first credit card. I put like a Bitcoin on it. When Bitcoin was $600, I put a full Bitcoin on it, and it only maintained the cash value. It did not maintain the 1 Bitcoin value. I was really hot, I would say, after Bitcoin went to like 3,000 and 5,000 and 6,000, and then we had the fork of Bitcoin to Bitcoin Cash. Remember those days? So everyone was selling fear to take your coins off and do this and do that, and then no exchanges were going to be held liable if you held their coins there, which then that all turned out to be false, which also those exchanges had people working there who were able to sell their Bitcoin Cash for stupid amounts, like $9,000. And no one else had their coins. Now we have to put up with a bunch of stuff where they list coins because of backroom deals. They come out and ask everyone for your input, what coin you would vote on to have listed, and how many times has Digibyte done that? Exceedingly so. But yet we end up with all of these other coins no one has ever heard of because of backroom deals. We know it. It's no big secret. But soon things will change in that instance. Like now I'm looking at more plays on decentralization. I think that a lot of stuff coming with the SEC one day, a lot of these different people who are promoting all these other coins will also have to go through when YouTube started shutting different people down a few years ago, like 2017-ish. I don't know if y'all remember. If you were here, you probably do. They went through and they were just flat out shut your whole account down because you had affiliate links, which is one big thing they're going to crack down on. Affiliate links and all of these different, NDAs, so there are a lot of things coming down the pike for all kinds of DeFi and all of this kind of stuff. All of this stuff is really being analyzed right now by the alphabet soups of the world. So, yeah, right now it's good. When they catch up to it, it won't be so good. And then what? Hot potato. Musical chairs. You got a chair? So that's why I've taken profit from some that pop off and go crazy, and then reallocate those funds in other ones that haven't moved that much. But I feel that we're about to get back to basics soon. I mean, there's so much stuff from DeFi to Metaverse to NFTs to all of this kind of stuff. There's no clarification on any of it. And, a lot of it I just don't understand. I mean, I understand the long-term use case for NFTs. But this short-term stuff, to be able to create something, turn it around and sell it, and somehow think that that is a Picasso, I don't see it. I just don't. These creators, they do different things, and they're like early edition kind of things. That's great. But at the end of the day, I don't really think that those are going to be worth what people are paying for them. I think that's going to fall out fast and hard, and that's just my opinion. This is not advice. But that's why I don't own not one NFT. That's just me. Some people have done really well with it. And look, I understand it if you have like a charity or something like that, or what you're doing is to raise funds to incorporate or do other things. I'm all for that. Go for it. While the getting's good, go for it. It's just not me. Like I said, I'm more the long-term thinker of NFTs, the actual use case, where you need the NFT to enter an event. You need the NFT and it cannot be recreated. You need the NFT to transfer that NFT as an asset, like say a digi asset, but any NFT in that instance, on that particular chain, to then use to enter the ballroom, or to enter an event, a crypto event. Or think of it also in terms of like a subscription, like say Patreon. Different NFTs will get you in different tiers. I totally get that. That's not where I have an issue. I have an issue of promising these people that it's going to be worth crazy amounts. I don't get that. And that's another thing. To make a promise like that with the intent to sell it for higher and all of that is securities. A lot of this is going to come down hard on many people that I even know, and some of the companies that they're even involved with. So that's why I'm real picky in what I say and what I do. I wish them well. I just don't care to be involved with that. I speak to a few people on a few things like this, where, when they do crack down, everyone's going to run for the hills for decentralization. So, because they will knock on those doors. And if they are centralized, they'll be shut down. Because now they're awake to how much of a threat to them it really is. And they're not going to just give that away. They have to fight for every inch. So what has lasted throughout time? Albeit short, but what has lasted? So, like I said, just a play, and back to basics. I would say, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Digibyte, Bitcoin Cash, Monero, Dash. So, and many others, but and right now they're so far down, so inexpensive, because everyone's worried about the latest and greatest craze. Like Solana. Well, didn't they shut down? They got shut down. But look, there are many different instances. Who's been 51% attacked so many times, like Ethereum Classic, right? Is Ethereum Classic gonna end up being the real Ethereum after this XRP Ethereum battle with the SEC? I don't know. So, because if you go based on what these lawmakers and all have come out and said, and you look at it in that aspect, there's really a lot to be concerned with what's going on in crypto. It is still the Wild West, but a lot of other things are going to be coming. Like I said, it's on a blockchain. You can research every transaction for every address. I was trying to get into that with using like Mimblewimble of Litecoin to be able to take what Litecoin has created or is in the process of creating and sort of have a hybrid with that of Dandelion, of Digibyte, where it masks your IP address. So is it more of a cloaking? Like when you flip the switch on Mimblewimble, is it more of a cloaking where you cannot pinpoint which address did it? I think that might be able to be overridden. I'm not certain. I've heard rumors, but so I'm not spreading FUD. It's just a thought. That's all. To then be able to mask my IP address on top of that with that of Dandelion with Digibyte. Because think about it. Just for a moment, if you will. Let's say you're in Bangkok, right? You're in Thailand. On vacation, whatnot, having a blast, up on stage, singing, whatever, having a good time. A few drinks, live band, you're part of it on stage, whatever, and, all enjoying the food, the atmosphere and whatnot, and then you make a transaction, because crypto is big there. And you make a transaction. And all these different people, sort of like in any major city, right? You go out to any major city and you pull out a wad of cash, you're a target. Same thing in crypto. Did you know that on a transaction, your IP address is on that transaction? So if someone were clever enough, not necessarily now, but soon, if someone were clever enough to look at that transaction, get that IP address, and from that IP address I can get your exact GPS coordinates. Suddenly the second transaction goes off from the same wallet, in the same vicinity. And say that person is now there, alerted to the downtown area where you are, and another transaction goes off. Just say it's in a bar where you're practicing transactions, but because it's on a blockchain, you can actually see how many coins, the net worth of this individual is. But yet with Digibyte, you can't do that with the masking of the IP address. That's the purpose of Dandelion. Because say you're high net worth, and these different people are out there looking for you, looking for someone like you, and suddenly here comes this guy with the Bitcoin shirt on, all decked out, right? What do you think's going to happen to him at the end of the night? Maybe not even at the end of the night. Maybe find your drink and drop a little something in it. They have those too in foreign countries. that you travel to. They're called Black Widows. These different girls, they drug you and you can't do anything. Nothing. They take everything you're worth right there. So, a lot to think about with crypto. A lot that will happen in the future. And that's why I see Digibyte as my long-term play. One of the many reasons I see Digibyte as my long-term play. So anyway, I didn't mean for this video to be so long, but how do you start someone off new, right? What coins what direction do you point them to try to guide them? And say it's a friend of your son, because that's who it is for me. So anyway, many things to go over with this young lad. So from scams to phishing attempts with emails being sent to you. That's why I didn't click on the Gemini credit card. You know, I'll log in to Gemini and go from there. So anyway, look, I got a few more things to do before it gets dark. And y'all be cool. Later.